So you'll say that again.
In this big clinic, you saw a lot of statements. You said it's a lot of statements regarding some different parts of the game. Every one of those phrases were very good. I wrote it and I keep it here. But one took my attention pretty much because it's catchy, it's nice, and it's hey way, no push away.
Hey way, no push away. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. And if you're at home, if you just simply stand up, put your hand here, and put your hand here, and you'll feel the excessive tension that brings. When you move the ball away from your body, it creates excessive tension here, it creates excessive tension here. Your footwork is slow, it's long, and not athletic at all. I call that Frankenstein bowling. And it might make people angry who are four-steppers. I really don't care because I know you can be better if you focus on getting the ball to stay close to your body and letting it down. So it's a fun way to remind people that this is a war. There are still people that are going to be teaching this and this, which is completely energy inefficient. I feel like I'm a green coach, environmentally friendly, because I want your game to be more energy efficient.
Perfect. Regarding the no push away, you said something about the feet.
Yes.
The feet about speed. Can you elaborate that?
Yes, if you push the ball away from your body, your footwork will be slow. If you let the ball get into the swing, it affects your torso to move forward, but that moves your center of gravity in front of you, which makes you move faster. But it also creates a power step. When you push the ball away, most people have a tempo like this. When you have a nice rounded movement into the swing, quick, fast, athletic, and it makes your feet faster.
Yeah.
Naturally.
Naturally.
As a result of moving the ball into the swing.
For many years here in Mexico, coaches were telling people, walk slow.
No. Slow feet are not athletic. Slow feet are resistance to movement. Name me one sport that slow is good. Race walkers are fast, for God's sake.
Yes.
It's not true, it's a myth, it's a lie. Slow feet are slow. That means you have no chance to create ball speed. It just is not biomechanically efficient.
Okay.
Don't walk, run, but as a result of good moving into the swing.
Good. I think it was clear.
Good.
Like
No
it.
Frankenstein bowling.
No problem. Good. Other question. By many years, people were trying to make the PBA around the world. I mean, in Mexico, we have a lot of players, or a certain number of players that try to be in the PBA.
Right.
So, in general, why do you think that so many great amateur bowlers have failed to make the PBA tour? Why do you think that the jump is so complicated or hard?
Well, I think one is the players that are pretty good as amateurs. I mean, I think the best college players become the best professionals because of, one, the lane play and the changes they've had to make. They start to the right and have to go across the whole lane. They're used to radical transitions and having to create ball motion when most people are not used to playing the whole lane. Even mentally being prepared to, I can do this. Sometimes you have to throw it over the capping. They're used to that in college bowling. They're used to playing up the lane with more speed and low axis of rotation, so the skill level's higher. But a lot of amateurs don't have the skills or the mental strength to do it. So, one, their physical games aren't strong enough. Two, they have no real versatility. They have maybe one solid game. They don't have a number of variations to control. The arsenal and the knowledge of layouts and ball motion is weak, and because of that, they they're not used to playing the lanes the way they're supposed to with the right ball in their hand. So there's a number of factors that I think it takes to go to the next level. I've got a very interesting article on my initiative, the International 10-Pin Bowling Coaches Association website, from Josh Blanchard, who writes about the movement from college bowling to the PBA. And I think it's very insightful to this question. And one of the things he said is he had to look, one of the things you see him and other players say is they have to lower their rev rate. They actually have to lower their rev rate to be in control. And you hear a lot of people talk about playing the fronts rather than the back. Lower axis of rotation with faster speed, you deal better with topography, is another factor. So if your axis of rotation is not low enough, you'll have over-under conditions in extreme topography environments. And keeping the ball in play and not giving away pins. They're also not strong enough in the spare game. So all of these weaknesses in summation make a pretty weak player at the highest level.
It notices more.
Well, when you're talking about an example of the tour trials a few years ago, it came down to game 45, 11th frame. 3 guys in the 11th frame had a chance to make it after the people who had finished already. Did you hear me right? 45 games over a week, 5 conditions. You can't give away pins with your emotions. You can't give away pins with your bad lane play decision making. And it creates a situation where people just give too many pins away. You know, I would say if you want to be a PBA player, go on the European EBT, and can you be competitive there? Because if you can't be competitive there, you're not going to make it on the PBA. Because the environment's easier. You got to learn to strike, and you're going against talented European players. So the gold events in EBT have strong players, including many PBA players. So if you can't make it in those environments, you won't make it on the PBA tour. And I don't think the PBA regional tour by itself is enough. For some it is, but I think you need to, there's multiple paths to a strong game. One is the college experience at a good program where you can learn. Some of the best programs teach and have a good understanding about bowling, so you get a bowling knowledge. So there's many possibilities, but I think those are the contributing factors to the inability of some players. But many people, their physical games are a major vulnerability, and they don't spend enough time on them.
I know. Good. One more question. Do you believe that one day the bowling will be in the Olympic Games?
I'm very hopeful, considering the fact that we have bowling right now in IOC-sponsored, International Olympic Committee-sponsored events, including the Southeast Asian Games. We have the Asian Games. Of course, here we have the Pan American Games. We have the South American Games. We have the Central American Caribbean Games. We have the Central American Games. We have a lot of games. We were in the Commonwealth Games. It's set to happen. I think we need the leadership to do something. Golf was successful for Brazil in 2016. The key here is I think we need the WTBA leadership. We need the Asian Zone IOC people. We need the Pan American people. We need the Asian Games staff. We need the Pan American staff. We need the PBA. We need these people. Those are the people that have done it at the games level. We need our professional governing body, and we need the WTBA. That's who needs to lead this initiative. That's what golf did, and they got it done in 8 years. So if they can do it in 8 years, we can do it, but it has to have the right people and the right vision.
Working right now to maybe in 8, 12 years?
Yeah, we can't make it in the next, it would have to be likely to be 2024, possibly 2020. There was hope that if Japan got the games, we would have a better chance because bowling, they can make it a demonstration sport. It's possible, but we need all of those people working in unison, not some haphazard efforts. And it's not we don't know what's going on. It's not it's not promoted in a way that everybody knows in the industry what's going on. So it'd be nice if we could have an effort that everybody knew about, that they could. A lot of Facebook groups have popped up, as you've seen yourself, and that's great. But we need the leadership to